Okay, I'm back and I'm ready to start a recap of 2023. I hope it's going to be quite a short recap, mostly in photos and mostly in reminding you about the recaps that I've already made for my YouTube. And we'll start with January 2023. It was January 2023, and in January I didn't really play a lot. In January 2023, mostly I played online, and I was getting ready for the Munich Grand Prix. That I played in February, and on the way to Munich I passed by the an Italian ski resort. Actually, on the way we decided to travel from the south of France, where I currently reside, to Munich by car, and of course it's quite a long trip. And we made a short stop, a few days stop in the Italian Alps, where we skied. The weather was great, as you can see, and apparently it helped. It helped me to get ready for the February Grand Prix. Yeah, which I won. I won't be talking a lot now about my games in this Grand Prix, as I did the whole recap on YouTube on those games, analyzing them, and my wonderful hosts were actually streaming this tournament live. So every single round it was possible to cheer for me on that channel, and then I made a recap using some of the comments. So that was nice. That was great. And as you can see, I won this event and even got some chances to qualify to the candidates 2024. All hosts were wonderful. And it was one of the fewest events that I was able to make this stream and hosting come true, because unfortunately usually when I play I just don't have time and energy to find hosts and to make sure that my channel is alive. But that was an exception, and yeah, I won one of the biggest victory in classical chess, at least in 2023 for me. And March, I didn't play many games in March. I played a few Bundesliga games, but like one of the most important event of March 2023 for me was changing federation. I switched from representing Russia to representing Switzerland because of many factors. Again, I made a whole interview for that question, and well, the last point out of many was the fact that the Russian Chess Federation decided to stop being part of the European Chess Union, and changed everything and went to the Chess Union of Asia, meaning that all the Russian players who play for Russia from now on are represented, need to play in the Asian championships, not in the European championship. And I, from March 2023, I'm representing Switzerland. As you can see, I like this photo because I still wearing on this photo. It's from one of the World Team events, I think, where I was playing for the Russian national team, but you can see the Swiss flag nevertheless. So of course it's a very sad moment for me, because I was playing for the Russian national team for 20 years, and well, yeah, now I had to switch. The federation for many reasons. That was March. But in March, apart from that, I was staying at home mostly. Similar can be said about April. You can see my husband and myself here attending one of the matches of the Nice soccer club. And yeah, I have quite... It's my birthday. I think this photo is taken on my birthday, so March and April was at home. I declined some invitations just to be a few months at home, because from May on I had a non-stop chess. It started in Berlin with the Armageddon series, Blitz knockout tournament with some strong chess ladies with a significant prize fund, which was similar to the same kind of format men's tournament, which is great. But unfortunately, even though it's Blitz, and you know how I like Blitz, I lost my match to Alina Kashlinska and then to Hampi Konoru and got eliminated. And yeah, I got a little bit disappointed because, well, the performance I was showing was not great. But again, in Blitz, sometimes you're not showing like a great level of play, but the result comes. Sometimes it doesn't. It can happen. And after Berlin, already disappointed, I went on to play the last fourth leg of Nico on Grand Prix 2022-2023. You can find the recap here. I made a recap on this tournament, and I don't know, I think mostly because I got disappointed in Berlin because of this Blitz tournament. Somehow I came to Nicosia already pretty disappointed, not in a right mindset, and well, it just didn't go my way. I started poorly by losing to Tan Zhongyi, and then I struggled very hard to not to go on a tilt, and I managed even to get to 50% at some point, but then immediately after that I lost again, and I finished the event on -1, which was not enough to fight for the top two places, qualification places for the candidates 2024. So unfortunately I failed in this tournament, but after that I went to St. Louis. I went to play in St. Louis, and that was another story. I was very happy to get invited there. That's already... How many times did I play there? I think it's my 4th tournament there, or 3rd tournament. Yeah, probably it was the 3rd tournament overall and my 3rd participation. I'm always happy to get invited there. And again, somehow it made me play well. I played a few very nice games at the start, and even though I got sick after all, I got a flu and it was hard to play and to survive the middle of tournament. But no. I took the 2nd prize, just because Anna Zatonskih was playing amazing and Hampi Konoru had to withdraw from the tournament. Thus, my victory in the game against her didn't count towards the final score. But overall, that was a great tournament. And immediately after my trip to US, on my way back to Europe, I immediately the same day I arrived to Paris. From the plane I went to play in the B Cup, and I won it. I won the B Cup, which of course was something. And again, I made a recap about this B-Cup victory. It was a very special event, a hybrid event, and yeah, one of the tournaments that I won in 2023. Moment to cherish. I played the final. I played against my husband, which was also great, that he qualified to the final as well. And it was all June. So Karen's Cup was June, B Cup was June, and then I went on to play in Dubai in the Global Chess League, a very interesting initiative by FIDE and Tech Mahindra. I'm not sure if it's going to continue this year. Like, I like the idea a lot, because usually I'm a big fan of playing team events, but this time not everything worked, let's put it mildly. I was already very, very tired at the time when I arrived to Dubai, because I already played in Berlin, then in Nicosia, then in Cairns Cup, then in Paris, and then was Dubai. So I ran like very low on energy, and there was some hiccups with our team. So, and I was most of the time in Dubai, I was on my own, and I needed company. I needed someone to talk to, and that's why I didn't. It was not a very pleasant experience for me, like personally, but for chess, I do hope to see the second edition this year. Let's keep fingers crossed that it's gonna happen. And that was one of the few tournaments where I didn't have time to make a recap, but I hope that you followed it live. July was the month of the World Cup. I was trying to, after all those long tournaments, many tournaments in a row, basically I was actually just trying to recharge my batteries and to rest before coming to Baku, to the World Cup 2023, but somehow I didn't find this balance in between resting and preparing. And somehow, for some reason, in Baku I was playing fine, but I wasn't really happy about certain things in my preparation, pre-tournament preparation. And again, I'm not going to talk a lot about this tournament here, since I made the special stream, and out of it I made a recap on my channel. I mean, on Twitch there was a stream, and I put it later on to my YouTube channel, and you can find it here, and you can learn like how it all went. It was not as great as I was hoping it would go, but a knockout tournament, it's always hard. And actually, starting from July, there was a long period of pretty tough months for me chess-wise. August, well, okay, I said tough months, but okay, after the World Cup, another new initiative of FIDE this year, the FIDE World Rapid Team Championship. Actually, it should be called World Cup, I think, because teams here, they are not representing a country, but rather a club, or they're just gathering together, or a sponsor or whatever. And what's interesting in this tournament, there should be an amateur player not rated more than 2000 FIDE rating in any of the FIDE ratings. And quite an interesting event, a rapid event, which I liked, but of course I played in such a team. There was one women's board, and Hui Fan played there as well, so we were switching, but okay, Hui Fan won many of her games, and I was there just try not to spoil her performance, and somehow the team worked very well together. It was like a team that were created to win, but you know, I've played so many team events and I know how difficult it is. I mean, you kind of invite all the best players as you think you can, but it doesn't always work your way, and I was of course very happy and relieved that this time it worked, despite the fact that we were actually destined to win, or were invited to win, but okay, when you win in this kind of situation, that's a very pleasant thing anyway. And again, I made a recap with this about this tournament as well, so quite a few recaps I made that year. I think it's a pretty good tradition to make a recap every single big tournament that I play. And then September, I stayed at home. I stayed at home, the south of France. Yeah, hear me in Mougins, next to the Pablo Picasso sculpture. And after that, I went to play in the Grand Swiss, which was another not so great performance. Another not so great performance of mine in October. Well, okay, this is a picture of my German team, Baden-Baden team. I wasn't planning to fly and play in the first rounds of the Women's Bundesliga of 2023-2024 season, but somehow I happened to go there, and I won 2 of my games. No, I made... Did I win? Yeah, I won 2 of my games, that's true. On Saturday and Sunday, the first weekend, and the team won, and that's the team that played that weekend. And after that, a few days after that, I went to play in the Grand Swiss on Isle of Man. Very nice tournament, very nice organization, everything was nice, but my play. Somehow the tournament, well, it just didn't start. It wasn't starting. I was making draws and then I lost at some point, and like emotionally got disturbed, and didn't manage to score at like the crucial moments. I had some crucial moments where I had chances, but somehow I just made it slip, and yeah, just didn't go my way. Again, you can have a look at and watch the recap of this Grand Swiss that I made and put later on into my YouTube channel. I will put all the links to those recaps, if you're watching this video on YouTube, in the description of the video. And then immediately after the Grand Swiss, I went on to play for the first time in a team event for Switzerland in the European Team Championship in Budva. I made my debut for the Swiss national team, and it was a great tournament. I managed to win a few games compared to Isle of Man, although it was starting pretty solid, let's say. Also, I think I started with 3 draws again, and but then I started winning. Alas, I lost the last game of the tournament and didn't win the medal. I was playing for a medal on my board, on the first board, and that's the whole team. But overall, a very good impression. There are some young girls who joined the team also in 2023, and more experienced girls who already played several Olympiads. So very happy overall, and looking forward, of course, to the Chess Olympiad in 2024. It's scheduled to be in Budapest, in Hungary, in September. And if everything goes as planned, it should be my first ever Olympiad for the Swiss national team again. So quite a decent performance in Budva, in the European Team Championship, and yeah, and then, where are my photos? Yeah, and then there was December. There was December with a not so good Rapid Championship and a very good Blitz Championships that I just made a recap of, and that you are able to find, you will be able to find on my YouTube channel. And also, where is it? Where is it? Beautiful preview. Here it is. Yeah, where I won the Blitz silver, World Blitz silver medal. Second World Blitz medal for me. Yes, I didn't mention several online tournaments that I played. There was a Pro Chess League where I played for the Levitov Chess Wizards at the beginning of the year, and then Women's Speed Chess Championship on chess.com. So I played quite a few games online, and I will finish this recap by showing you two of my games that you cannot find in neither of my recaps of 2023. I will start with the game with Salem, Master Salem, from the Pro Chess League. As you can see, I was playing under my nickname. It was an online event. And it was the Alpine variation. By the way, if you're watching this stream live now on Saturday, January 27th, there's going to be a masterclass of mine tomorrow on chessarena.com at 4 p.m. Central European Time, where I'm gonna talk about this variation and how I started playing it, and I'm going to share some of my games, so you can go there and watch this masterclass live tomorrow at 4 p.m. Central European Time. Meanwhile, I played many games with this opening moves, and okay, there are several lines. Knight f6 is one of the main lines, e5, knight e5, knight f3, d6. Quite a modern way to play. It used to be e6 or knight c6 mostly. Now d6 is coming to fashion. Bishop b5, that's the move that was suggested in the Chessable course by Kasimzhanov and Ganguly that they made on the Alpine line, inviting black to cover the d file with the bishop, and then with the idea to attack the knight by playing bishop c4, and thus black cannot capture on e5, need to protect the knight. And okay, I played d4, c takes d4. In the course, it's suggested to capture on e5 and castle. Well, in this game, I just captured back. Less aggressive approach. Here, probably black had to take and give a check. Well, they could try to develop like this, although after knight to 4 I can castle, and okay. Quite a decent position, even though the computer often evaluates this position as equal. I think it's easier, especially in faster time control, to play with white, because with the pawn on e5 my play is often connected with the direct attack, and it's very unpleasant to play and to defend under shorter time controls. Knight c6, castle, knight b6, bishop b3, queen c7, rook e1, So I'm developing, black is developing, but he's not fully developed yet. And he didn't dare to play bishop e7, so probably he had to. Again, psychologically it's pretty difficult, because when you play bishop e7, you're realizing that white is going to take probably on d6, and you will need to spend some more time to capture back. And again, visually white is doing great. Not sure what was like a very serious mistake. Well, I think knight c6 was a little bit too late. Black had to do something here. Maybe even bishop c6 would have been better. But after knight c6, somehow I got a pleasant position. Queen c7 is also pretty slow. D takes e5, and here I had a very nice idea to sacrifice a pawn, but develop the knight. And since black is so behind in development, I could have tried to, to put some pressure on my opponent's position. Well, instead, again, it was a rapid game, 10+2, I believe, so I just took back. Because I was playing for the structure. I see the pawn on e5, and of course it's quite obvious that black might castle short, and that means, again, all those kind of play connected with the direct attack. Bishop b4, maybe bishop e7 was possible, castle, knight c3, and here my opponent started neglecting my plan that's connected with the direct attack. So he had to do something about the king side. Instead he played knight a5, bishop c2, and then again completely forgetting to ask himself, what am I going to do on the next move? He played knight a to c4, allowing this famous sacrifice on h7. That's the famous combination. Bishop takes h7, that works just perfectly here. Knight g5, if the king goes to g8, then queen h5, and all black's pieces are too far away to protect the king. So king g6 is the only move, but then, okay, there are several ways to continue the attack. I opted for queen c2. f5 is the only move, otherwise the king is going just to get checkmated. f5, but it doesn't help black, because even though for the moment I'm playing with a piece down, but the king is just too exposed. Again, several ways, but in the game I saw that I can give a check and win back the sacrifice material, like the easiest way. Of course, I could have played like more brilliantly, knight g3, rook f5, knight e6, but yeah, the human way of playing is just getting back what you've sacrificed and just continue your attack for free. h4, knight g3, pinning and winning, and my opponent just resigned in a few moves. Such a online catastrophe for black, who forgot about this classical bishop takes h7. But this game, of course, made me happy. It's always nice to win, even in online, even in rapid and blitz, it doesn't matter. It's always nice to win in such a style. And the second game of mine that I wanted to share with you in this recap, it's also quite a short and quite a fast game. It's from the Dubai Global Chess League. I'm playing against Tan Zhongyi, and surprisingly, yes, I won very, very fast. It was some kind of Nimtso Indian opening, e3, knight e4, quite a direct way to ask white's question. And here my opponent surprised me with knight d2, which I didn't analyze at home. I found out after the game that there was a game of Wei. Actually, he played it with white once, but okay, black can take, and probably that's the strongest move. B takes 3, and capture here, and then play queen h4. And if white castles, then it's possible to make a very cute perpetual check and agree on a draw. That's, I think, probably the strongest way, like mathematically, for black to continue the game. But in Dubai, I captured on d2, and then I got pretty greedy and took the pawn on g2. Why not, right? After all, if you're giving a pawn and you don't see the reason not to take it, you can try. Okay, well, white's idea is to attack the bishop, to take the pawn, queen h4. I played here, continue my greediness attempt. That's not very precise, I must say. I had to probably develop, and queen h4 is too ambitious, but sometimes exactly by making those ambitious moves you end up maybe in a worse position, but like in a more complicated one. Knight b5 my opponent played, so she decided immediately to counterattack because the queen went away, and now my bishop was hanging, so I captured. And here, if I take on h2, then I think my opponent, well, I think she wanted to play rook g3, attacking the bishop and attacking the pawn, but there is always a d5. There is also a d5, a very interesting way to try to open up the center and to use the fact that my, well, actually I'm developed, the king is still in the center, and checkmate might be an issue pretty soon. That's why queen takes h2 seemed a little bit too dangerous for me, and I made a weird looking move, knight e6. We usually say that the knight on the edge of the board is not the best placed piece, but here in this game it just was the perfect place for the knight. So for the moment it protects the pawn and it opens up the way for me to castle. Bishop e2. I didn't want to exchange my light squared bishop because, well, I want a castle long side and I want to keep this bishop on the board to keep an eye on the white square. Castle, castle. Also pretty strong idea, sacrificing this pawn. So if she takes, then I want to take here, and a very, very complicated position with some play for white in the center on the queen side, but I also do have my aces. Bishop d3, that's already inaccuracy, pretty strong, pretty slow, and not so clear why white is making this move. Well, she's protecting the pawn on f2, but okay, here for example queen takes f2, she can play bishop d3 here. And if I have a choice between those two pawns, I would prefer to win the pawn on h2, because when capturing on h2 I open up the road for my h pawn. So she didn't have to waste time for protecting this pawn, and she, well, what she did, I captured on h2, she captured on a7, so we did get this position, but instead of like playing something aggressive as d5, she here played bishop d3, right? So we have this position with the bishop on d3. And suddenly, like, it became so easy to play. So rook g8. First I tried to exchange the most active piece for white in the position. And then my opponent, she didn't feel the momentum. She didn't feel how dangerous her position might become. She had to try to create some counterplay, c5, d5, I don't know, something, but immediately right now and right here. Instead, she made one more like waiting move. Not necessary, I'm not really prophylactical move, but well, probably she was trying to like create this c5, prepare the c5 move slowly, but she didn't realize that she doesn't have time for that, because 1, 2, 3, and her position is already almost like lost 2, 4, right? I have 2 more moves to make. Well, yeah, 3, because I still need to move my queen away. And suddenly, only here, she realized that her counterattack is just too slow. c5 she did play, but after rook g1, rook d1, queen h1, h2, coming bishop f3, even better. And yeah, I won this game like very, very fast. I think I still had 12 minutes out of 15 on the clock, and finished it in less than 30 moves with 2 queens on the board. Yeah, sometimes our games go astray just so fast without any significant reason. Well, and that's it. That's it for this recap of 2023. I shared with you some of the photos of mine that I wanted to share, and I reminded you of all the recaps that I made throughout the year. So I hope it was interesting, and I still have a few recaps to make. I have planned to make a recap on Monaco, of winning Monaco, but that's already 2024. Yeah, Monaco became a lucky place for me. After January 24, it's already 6 titles won in this place. And also I want to record 2 more videos. Well, I'm gonna stream them. I'm not gonna stream them. I think I'm gonna record them separately, but you can expect them to see on my YouTube really, really soon. That's gonna be 2 videos on my game against Nona Gaprindashvili. I did play the legend. That's something special for me, because well, she was winning everything when I was just long before I started playing chess. And then she and Chiburdanidze were I think they're still the most known players in the Russian-speaking chess, in the Russian-speaking like countries. If you're gonna ask people nowadays who name 2 famous women chess players, I think like 50-50 chances, or maybe even more percent of chances to hear those 2 names, Gaprindashvili and Chiburdanidze. Those really are 2 names in the Soviet Union everyone was growing with, who was following chess at least a little bit. And one more recap is coming, so I still have a few videos to make and prepare. It's the video on my 219 moves game against Hampi Konaru that I talked about in my Samarkand recap. Anyway, they gonna be recorded and uploaded to my YouTube channel soon. And I think for now, for today, for my Twitch, I will stop with this 2013 recap, because, well, the Samarkand recap, as usual, took quite some time, and I hope it was entertaining for you. But 2023 recap is also something mostly about photos and about my memories and other recaps that I made. But nevertheless, I do hope that you enjoyed it.